Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is a very interesting country. It's a country full of contradictions for that. It's a country of just a few billionaires and 45 million beggars. It's a country of honey and milk. But in the same country, people dying of hunger. People who live in riverbanks, but they wash their faces with saliva. Very interesting country. In Kenya, there is money for political parties, but in fact the money is in terms of billions. Mabilioni ya hela, but there's no money to address the issues of poverty. In Kenya, political parties get billions and billions of money through what we call political parties fund. For instance, UDA, get over 500 million, about 500 million in this year's budget. The same case applies to other parties, depending on the number of votes that they garnered. And this money goes to people's pockets. It goes to the people's pocket. And when this is happening, we have no money to feed the hungry. The leader, the president himself, yes, on a begging mission. Anaomba pesa. At that time, the same country is giving I'm laughing because of the way mahasulas wamechezwa na Kenya Kwanza government. People watu wanalia, wacha nikwambie ukweli. I've just come from a meeting with some youthful guys, boda guys, and they are complaining bitterly. When I told them to expect that the price of fuel will skyrocket, will increase, they could not believe. And they were asking, where are we headed to? How was Uhuru Kenyatta able to maintain the price of fuel for that long? So in Kenya, I'm saying, we have billions and billions of money to give to politicians, but no money for our university education. Because you remember, none other than Ezekiel Mashogu, the clueless CS for education, who said that the government will no longer fund university education. And what does this mean, Shwari? Logically, it means that the public universities are now private universities. And this is the government that we elected. You elected this kind of government. Nasasa, you can see the fruits now. Because a tree is known by its fruits. And I've always opined in this channel that an apple will not fall far away from the fruit, from the tree. The fruit will always fall near where the tree is. And here you matunda the Hasuras government. Even universities where we are supposed, and why are they called public universities in the first place? In the world all over, we know that public universities are funded by the government. But sasa hii serikali ya William Samoei Ruto inasema ya kwamba the Hasuras who will be going to university must deeper from their pockets. And mark you, this is a country that is on a begging mission. It is very, very interesting. The other thing is that Ruto, with a straight face, tells the donor community, wachagie Kenya. And the same person, his party, is the leader of UDA, and he's going to pocket over 500 million from political parties fund. And in the same country, KRA is telling landlords to pay income tax of 30%. Is telling workers to pay as they suffer, through pay as you earn. In popular, we normally call them pay as you suffer because civil servants and teachers are paid meager salaries. They are paid peanuts. In fact, ni kitu kidogo sana ambacho wanalipwa. Kwa hivyo, the KRA does not tax political parties. Political parties are enterprises in Kenya, and that is our business. That's one person that is Didi Nyoro keeps on reminding us that we are Africans. and Africa is our business. He keeps on saying this. So why KRA does not tax political parties? I don't know why this should not happen. How does somebody get a party receive over 500 million, almost 800 million, and no tax, no returns are filed with KRA? Why should KRA go for landlords who are going to increase rent for the tenants, the hustlers? Na ni hao mahasura ambao tulikuwa nasema kwamba tukiweka Biblia chini, bei ya nyumba itashuka, bei ya unga itashuka, internet itakuwa free, bei ya mafuta itashuka. Where are we heading to? Again, when you look at this country, we see what we are saying is that this money is surely the political parties' fund is shared by the politicians because they're the owners of these parties, and the hustlers will continue hustling forever till Jesus comes back. Wataendelea kutagataga wakitafuta chakula aga cha kuweka mdomoni, because this is where we are. Politicians are crisscrossing the country in military choppers, helicopters, military choppers. And some of them, you ask yourself, what business do they have with the military choppers? And these are gathering choppers, fuel gathering choppers. And it is the hustlers who are paying. It is hustlers, the same hustlers, ndio sasa wanaomba chakula. Mlima Kenya, I told you that you are in for a big hole. This is our government. We elected this government. Na sasa kile ambacho tunaona ni matunda. In fact, one guy was almost crying today because he told me for sure yesterday hakupata chochote. You know, it rained in Mount Kenya. Most parts are raining in Nairobi, and therefore he could not be able to work. He's a boda guy. He didn't have anything to give for the family. He didn't have anything, and the little I had, 200 shillings, I gave him. There's nothing I could do. I gave him 200 shillings because he's my friend. And these are the same guys I was telling that before the elections, that the best person to choose was Raila Amolo Odinga. Because all along I've always known that Raila Amolo Odinga is a social democrat. In fact, his style of leadership is like that of Germany. If you look at Germany's style of leadership, but maybe that's why he was schooled in Germany. Because when you look at Germany is a very, very encouraging, very attractive kind of democracy, a social democracy kind of government. Now, it is something that we also admire. Because what we have in Kenya, we have a government whereby the government itself is not owned by Kenyans, but it's an agent of the Western nations. It's an agent of American. It's an agent of the Britons. This is our government. This is what we have in Kenya today. Ukweli usemwe kwamba Kenya's ile serikali ipo ni serikali that is working for the interest of the white man. The government that is working for the interests of Americans. And this is America for you. This is the way wazungu wanawafanya wa Africa. And if there's one leader who understands the white man in Africa, it is Museveni. And I admire Museveni for this, because he would tell them to their face about this kind of nonsense. And kile ambacho tunaweza kusema ni kwamba Kenya is in a business of borrowing and looting. That is Africa. This is our African business. Borrowing and looting. And meanwhile, we have the most incompetent CS cabinet that has ever been in this country. You don't need to look far. Just look at some of these guys who seems to, they leave a lot to be desired. When somebody just starts declaring issues, giving roadside declarations that they are going to ban Mituba, that they are going to do away with the university education, you wonder, when did they pass this? Did they ever sit in the cabinet and come with a solution? And the answers are still singing, Hosanna to the King, Hosanna to the King. Nothing good is coming from Kenya Kwanza government. If you are joining this channel for the first time, this is Kaisis Kamen, the tallest man in Black Africa. Kindly subscribe to our channel, like this video, and you can even share it. May you have a blessed afternoon. Bye-bye.